Spring is here, or is it? And it's time to change up your skincare routine. So stay tuned. I'm going to tell you some things you might not even have thought about that we need to change for spring. That's coming up next. Welcome back. Christine Byer here, licensed esthetician for 23 years. And on this channel, we talk about your skincare journey because it's never one thing you do to your skin that makes it look better. It's a whole combination of things. And so today I'm talking about moving into spring and what do we do? How do we change up our routine in spring? Well, I like to lighten up on exfoliation gradually as we work into the summer, because if you are still hitting the retin-A and the retinoids really hard and you're exfoliating and all that, and then you go out on a boat or you go on that summer vacation and you're in the sun, you turn into a tomato. And also remember, if you are on any sort of retinoid or topical from the dermatologist, before you go on spring break, before you go out in the sun, that week vacation, or you're going to be out in the sun, you need to go off of that prescription or you will turn into a crusty tomato. Trust me on this. I've helped clients recover from that. I've had people get like second-degree burns from forgetting to go off that stuff and then spending an entire day in the sun and oops, they're just a mess. So yeah, we need to be very cognizant of how much exfoliation we're doing in the summer. Now, if you have an indoor job and you are not going to be going on any sort of vacation, and you typically don't spend a lot of time in the sun on the weekends, you're not an outdoor person, this may not apply to you as much. But I just like to, if I know I'm going to go to a lake for the weekend, I will just lay off my retinol. I'll lay off exfoliation because I want as much cells there to protect me against the sun as possible, in addition to my sunscreen and my hat and my, I almost just like cloak up completely, but yeah, I want as much protection left on my face against the sun if I know I'm going to be taking in a lot of it, 2 days straight or whatever. And then I'll come back, hydrate it, exfoliate it gently, and sort of coax it back to its normal state because, the sun dries the bejesus out of the skin. So that's one thing I do in the summer. And, exfoliation, we have to play with it because there are so many different modes, and if you are in my club and you follow me, you know that I like enzyme exfoliation, which tends to be lighter, that won't take live tissue, so you're not going to get all the crusties and the peelies that you get with some hydroxy acids. I just tend to not try to overly exfoliate the face because that causes a whole slew of other problems and can cause skin inflammation in the skin, and a compromised barrier, and you're sort of always backpedaling trying to get that barrier back intact before you can do some anti-aging, before you can do some brightening treatments, before you can get anything done. You have to make sure that barrier is intact. And on YouTube, they talk about exfoliation and retin-A and hardcore stripping the skin. I see it all the time. I see many loved influencers that are always peeling here. Well, why do you think that's happening? Something is amiss with the skin's barrier. The skin is unhappy for some reason. If you are constantly peeling in one area, that is not normal, right? It is not normal for the skin. So we need to look at the skin barrier, the health of the skin, internally too. Or, you're on enough of essential fatty acids. How is your diet? Do you take vitamins? Do you even eat salad? So I could go on and on. But if your skin is peeling on the regular basis, something is amiss. All right, so we're lessening exfoliation, we're upping the sunscreen, we are continuing with weekly hydrating masks because the sun, we're going to get more of it, and our skin is going to be a little harder, maybe a little drier than it normally is, even though we have that lovely moisture in the atmosphere, which is really nice. And so that usually abates most of that. But if you go out on a sunny vacation, that next week, your skin will look so much better if you just do a hydrating mask. And nothing elaborate, something like, my Hydra Lift. This is a hydrating mask, gel-based mask, and has azulene in it, which is a blue flowering plant known for its soothing properties, and aloe vera. And this is also a conductive gel, but I love multitasking products. This is one hella good hydrating mask. And so you would put it on once a week. And especially after that week in the sun and your skin's just like, ugh. Or if you use self-tanner, I know how parched the skin gets from using self-tanner. I just went to the Skin Games in Atlanta, the red carpet event. I'm like, I'm not going to be a ghost on the red carpet. And so I got a spray tan, and I hadn't had one in so long. And my skin was so dry. It was like the Sahara Desert. I took my dual barrier repair from Dr. Essie. That stuff is the bomb. It's for face and body. Love this stuff. I just shellacquered my skin with it, and it wouldn't shellac. It just kept sucking it up because, it had been self-tanned. And so I was sort of getting wrinkly in places I never was. And that's that self-tanning effect, right? So I just used that dual barrier repair like crazy. Another thing we need to think about, and the sun and the summer and the spring changing up, is just less heavy products. Okay, this is a no-brainer, right? But a lot of us, when I do facials, there's a lot of people that don't even change their moisturizer for summer. And I'm like, how do you do that? And granted, I have an aging clientele that tends to be very dry. And if you are very dry, just go ahead and stick with what you got. You may need less layers of water underneath during the summer. You may need less layers of serums during the summer. Now, what I do like to add in for the summer are skin brighteners, right? So I like to add in vitamin C for sure. I like to add in retinol. You can wait, or you can use it sparingly. Retinoids, use them sparingly in the summer. I like to add in, serum skin brighteners, because the sun brings out the sunspots, right? And so we need to start conditioning the skin to fight that off, right? We need to give it the antioxidants that help buffer the melanocyte activity in our skin. So something as simple as Brighten the Day. This has daisy leaf extract, gotu kola, berber extract, a lot of skin brighteners that also are antioxidants and softer on the skin than like hydroquinone. And so, you could do hydroquinone, but hydroquinone is cytotoxic to the cells, and long-term use is not recommended. So those brightening creams that you see that have hydroquinone, and of course the FDA is saying, oh no, put more and more levels, higher levels of hydroquinone in OTC products. That's fine. No. Because what's going to happen is you're going to go out in the sun after working so hard with your hydroquinone or your prescription, and then boom, you're going to get worse pigmentation. I have seen it over and over, because you're bludgeoning the melanocytes into submission, and then the second you go out in the sun, boom. So it's really better, and I see this so much more now than when I first got into the business. It just gentle botanical skin brighteners that help suppress melanin formation, add antioxidants to that whole inflammation cascade that causes us to have pigmentation. Now, if you have melasma, which is hormonally induced, you still want to be on skin brighteners, and you want to cycle through them, and because sometimes the skin will respond better to others. But I think it's nice to not let the skin get used to one skin brightening formula. Kind of cycle through, have your favorites. Melasma is a beast. It is very difficult. It can be even exacerbated by stress, heat, inflammation, all of that, and hormonal fluctuations. So don't lose faith if you have melasma. Do keep using your skin brighteners in the summer. Still have fun. You got to get out in the sun. It's like, it is our ritual, our rite in the summer, right? We have to enjoy ourselves. But do it responsibly. Make sure you're doing your vitamin C. Make sure you're doing skin brighteners, right? So I think just those three things, lightening up on exfoliation, lightening up on the retinoids and the prescription meds, if you're able to. Some people who have rosacea, they really can't, but lightening up on the things that are a little harder on our skin. And then when we go out in the sun, we're going to have more resilience. We're not going to burn as fast or as bad. And we're not going to get as many sunspots, right? We're going to get through the summer with less damage. And so yes, lighten up exfoliation, add some hydration, especially after you've self-tanned or been in the sun, add in some skin brighteners. And I think with that plan, you're going to make it through the summer unscathed. Thanks for watching. Bye now.